We're having another camp dinner together. The boys have been busy all afternoon, all day really, workshopping and helping particularly us out, but others as well. There's Joy busily plating up. Norm's down there somewhere. Here's my lovely man with a bottle of red.
Nice bottle of red. I'm early for dinner. That smells nice too. Yeah.
We've got
Paprika beef.
snake.
Nice.
Bourguignon or something.
And there's beef bourguignon for Joy and Frank.
Oh,
Yeah. There's Frank.
These are paprika beef.
Paprika beef. Oh, there you go. We're all here with our feast.
Cheers.
This is the Aliens of Sheepyard Flat, and I was inspired to write this when I went up early in the morning. So, the mist was hanging near the ground as I came near Sheepyard Flat. It shimmered on the grasses and settled on my hat. Listening to the river's flow and looking through the trees, nestled there I saw a sight the strangest yet to me. White and looming structures, 10 and maybe more, were scattered there before me. It baffled me for sure. Long and silver stretching legs, reflecting in the sun, and open glowing hatches made me wish I had a gun. Were these awesome aliens descended in the dark? And what would make them congregate upon this mountain park? Then a high-pitched moaning issued from within, a piercing, droning, keening noise. Fear crawled beneath my skin. Next, a loud and sudden whoosh broke the dawn in two. If I hadn't known better, I would say it was a loo. I crept a little closer. Despite my obvious fear, my curiosity was growing to discover what was here. Then the door flew open, first the top and then the rest. What was in these chariots? My heart beat in my chest. A figure then descended upon its landing pad. Should I stay and contemplate, or should I run like mad? He scratched upon his belly, and then upon his head. I could see the hair all standing up, and the eyes were bloodshot red.
Oh no.
A voice then pierced the morning. Do you want a cup of love? I knew that these were humans, not beings from above. I sauntered down to greet this lot. We're a KK group, they said, pointing out the double K emblazoned there in red. They gathered round the embers of their cheerful morning fire, reminiscing grandly of their exploits and desires. I listened to their stories, their jokes and jollity. I thought perhaps this KK van might be the thing for me. And the only oddity amongst them, you could see it to a man, was their love of camping in their KK caravans.
Oh.
Well, this one's called the Aussie Dunny. They were funny-looking buildings that were once a way of life. If you couldn't sprint the distance, then you were really in strife. They were nailed, they were wired, but were mostly falling down. There was one in every yard, in every house, in every town. They were given many names, some were even funny, but to most we knew them as the outhouse or the dunny. I've seen some of them all gussied up, with painted doors and all, but it really made no difference, they were just a port of call. Now my old man would take a bet, he'd lay an even pound, that you wouldn't make the dunny with them turkeys hanging round. They had so many uses, these buildings out the back, you could even hide your mother, so you wouldn't hide from your mother, so you wouldn't get the strap. That's why we had good cricketers, never mind the bumps. We used the pathway for the wicket and the dunny door for stumps. Now my old man would sit for hours, the smell would rot your socks. He read the daily back to front in that good old thunderbox. And if by chance that nature called sometime throughout the night, you always sent the dog in first, for there was no flame and light. And the dunny seemed to be the place where crawlies liked to hide, but never ever showed themselves until you sat inside. There was no such thing as sorbent, no tissues there at all, just squares of well-read newspaper a-hanging on the wall. If you had some friendly neighbours, as neighbours sometimes are, you could sit and chat to them if you left the door ajar. When suddenly you got the urge and down the track you fled, then of course the magpies were there to peck you on your head. Then the time there was a wet, the rain it never stopped. If you had an urgent call, you ran between the drops. The dunny man came once a week to these buildings out the back, and he would leave an extra can if you left for him a zack. For those who've no idea what I mean by a zack, then you're too young to have ever had a dunny out the back. For it seems today they call them the bathroom or the loo. If you've never had one out the back, then I feel sorry for you. For it used to be a way of life to race along the track, to answer nature's call at these buildings out the back. That's very clever, isn't it? That's good. That's a clever.